My name is Saniya. I come from a very poor family, and my life has been surrounded by hardships since the very beginning. Our house was small and old, with walls that carried the marks of time and struggle. Our income was barely enough to survive, and responsibilities were far heavier than our means. My father passed away when I was very young, leaving a deep emptiness in our lives. After that day, my mother became both my mother and my father. She carried the weight of the household on her tired shoulders without ever complaining. From childhood, I saw poverty very closely. I knew what it meant to sleep hungry and wake up without hope. Many nights, there was no food in the house. I clearly remember those moments when my mother would silently place food in front of me and say she wasn't hungry. Even though I knew she was, she would go to sleep hungry just to see me eat. Those sacrifices stayed etched in my heart forever. I wanted to study. I wanted to build a better future. But circumstances never allowed my dreams to breathe. As time passed, life didn't become easier. Instead, every passing year made things harder. Expenses increased, worries multiplied, and hope slowly started to fade. One day, I made a firm decision. I had to work. I couldn't watch my mother struggle anymore. I went from place to place searching for a job. I visited shops, knocked on doors, and asked for work in houses. Everywhere, I was met with disappointment. Some said I had no experience. Others said there were no vacancies. Every rejection hurt deeply. But I refused to give up because I knew if I lost hope, my mother would lose hers too. After many failed attempts, I finally got a job at a hotel. The work was extremely tough. I had to stand for long hours, deal with impatient customers, listen to harsh words, and sometimes face disrespect. There were days when my feet ached and my heart felt exhausted, but I endured everything silently. I kept reminding myself that every struggle was for my mother's happiness and survival. It was in that same hotel that I met Saqib. He worked there too. He wasn't loud or expressive, but there was something calming about him. His silence carried understanding, and his presence felt safe. In the beginning, we were just co-workers doing our jobs. Slowly, he started helping me lifting heavy items, covering my shift when I was tired, or gently telling me to sit and rest for a while. Whenever a customer spoke to me harshly, he would quietly stand near me, offering support without saying a word. These small gestures slowly touched my heart. I didn't realize when his concern turned into care and when care turned into something deeper. Days passed, and our bond grew stronger. Tea breaks, tired evenings after work, and silent conversations slowly connected our hearts. For the first time in my life, I felt safe with someone. I felt protected, valued, and understood. I truly believed that God had finally listened to my prayers. But life never gives happiness without testing it. One day, I noticed Saqib was unusually quiet and disturbed. His eyes carried a deep sadness. After much insistence, he finally gathered the courage to tell me the truth. He confessed that he had been married before. The moment I heard this, my world shattered. It felt like the ground slipped from beneath my feet. My heart broke into pieces. I had never imagined that such a painful truth would be connected to my love. For many days, I remained silent. Nights were filled with tears and restless thoughts. I tried to convince myself that this relationship was wrong and that I should walk away, but my heart refused to listen. I had fallen so deeply in love that the thought of separation felt unbearable. Saqib apologized sincerely. He said he never intended to deceive me and that he himself was struggling with this reality. With a heavy heart, I finally gathered the courage to tell my mother everything. She was furious and deeply hurt. She scolded me and said she could never push her daughter into a life filled with pain, judgment, and endless questions. Seeing tears in my mother's eyes broke me completely, but I didn't give up. I explained that Saqib had always respected me, that he was not a bad man, and that he had been my support in my hardest times. For many days, silence filled our house. My mother spoke very little, and I prayed in every prayer that God would soften her heart. Slowly, my mother observed Saqib, judged his intentions, and saw his sense of responsibility and sincerity. In time, her anger turned into understanding. Finally, she said that if he truly could keep me happy, she would not stand in our way. And so, I got married to Saqib. The wedding was very simple, no noise, no show, just quiet prayers and sincere promises. On my wedding day, my heart was filled with both happiness and fear. I was afraid of people's words and uncertain about the future. But when I looked into Saqib's eyes and saw honesty, peace, and commitment, I knew I had made the right decision. Even today, our life is not easy. We are not rich, and struggles still exist. But I am no longer alone. I have someone by my side who holds my hand and stands with me in every hardship. My story is not just a love story, it is a story of patience, courage, and faith. It is the story of a poor girl who, despite countless hardships, chose to accept both love and life.